In filmmaking, whether it's in the world of features, music videos, adverts, things go in and out of fashion. The current sexy trends are full frame, wide angles, and not the most packet fresh of the three, but mixed media. Hi fellow filmmaking enthusiasts, my name's Scott Peters, a director and cinematographer based in London, England. And today I wanted to take a look at mixed media. Well, it's exactly what it says on the tin. It's a mixed use of media types. In the world of production, that could be different formats, as well as different mediums. Film coupled with digital, digital coupled with stills, stills coupled with animation. For a brief moment there, I felt like it was getting overused. I was getting bored of seeing deteriorated DV cam footage thrown in with beautiful, creamy Alexa rushes. But it seems to have found a happy balance in the world again now, and I'm all over it again. In my own personal usage in projects, more often than not, I've had thought ahead of shooting. Why might I have had that thought? In all honesty, it's because people still get buzzed about it. Agency and clients alike still very much see it as something new and fresh, even though at this point it's definitely not. I do really like it when done right though. If there's no narrative to speak of, like many fashion-led spots, it can feel like it would help to add moments of visual interest to an otherwise fairly dull ad. Sometimes, like in this longer form documentary piece that I'm working on that I talked about last week, you might not be shooting everything from scratch, and you find yourself working with a variety of different source materials of varying formats and quality. So it might be just best to lean into the mixed media approach. Embrace it. Just try and find something to cohesively hold it together in the edit. Maybe that's just in the grade, maybe all the master interviews are shot in the same format, or maybe just don't even bother because it's your work and your subjective opinion on what works best. This is just how I feel about it. Occasionally though, I haven't had any foresight or talks about using mixed media in advance of the project, but it might still find its way in during the edit process. My social media mangled mind isn't feeling quite engaged enough, and it feels like it just needs that something else thrown into the mix to keep eyeballs on it for a few moments longer. In this journalistic-led fashion piece, I DP'd and ended up editing for photographer-director Owen Harvey. In the edit, it felt a little dull to me in one of the chats, as the subject and the journalist were just standing around in the same spot, talking on one camera with no cut points. B-roll was limited, so I suggested to Owen that we resource still images relative to the narrative and create some overlays. This is nothing fancy by any means in terms of execution, but it is an example of some mixed media that helped add some dynamics to an edit. Like anything in the world of filmmaking, the delicate art of mixed media is subjective, but for me at least, it's about striking a balance. Don't overuse it. When it comes to my commercial work, for example, it's about having one linear medium that runs through the thread of the piece, and then interjecting moments of other formats here and there. There are no rules to this, but in a 30-second or 60-second spot, I often like to work to a rule of 3. It just feels right to me. Why not make someone smile today, me, and give the video a like below? And if you still haven't hit that big red subscribe button, give it a click, it really helps. Come back next week for more semi-helpful tips and interesting insider industry knowledge.